All right, guys, welcome back to another update. Thank you guys for tuning in. Let's get on into this thing. Okay, now because I was able, and look, he's taking his submarines and he's moving over this way because he's worried because I just took out his submarines that was over here. So now I'm able to mobilize my heroes over into Australia, which is a good thing because I was very concerned about these submarines in the water, so I'm glad he's retreating to the other side there. But I'm leaving my airplanes, as you can see. I'm leaving my airplanes in this area right here, just in case those submarines that disappeared reappear some kind of way as I try to mobilize my troops through this water. So this is almost like a very important mission here, that I get these troops and get them over. Now he's over here and a little too late because now I'm able to get my troops out of there to safety. All right, let's see what we got. The newspaper, you got to know what's going on in this newspaper, y'all. It's a whole lot of mind games going on in the newspaper. Let me see what's going on. So let's read this. This guy says, I went to bed, starting down here. I went to bed, woke up, and your bombers sunk a small naval fleet. He's talking about them submarines. It wasn't even a battle. I'm not sure that's worthy of praise, but I'm happy you feel good about it. Maybe find something better to base your self-worth on. Then he puts, I know exactly what you're talking about now. You identified the subs with your spies. The game would display that location, but you did not have eyes on them constantly. All the game is going to give. He's talking about where those 19 submarines I'm talking about disappeared. And he may have a point, he may not. It's just I know I have fighters hovering over that area, and normally fighters reveal any subs in that area. And if you had subs in the area, where do they go? Because you sure not attacking me with them. I got troops that are about to cross over, and I have yet to see you attack them within these submarines. So where did your submarines go? You just got them sitting around, and I just can't see them. So something is very strange about that. But then he said that, but then I responded to him and said, okay, you went to sleep and then woke up and saw you got your behind whooped. Instead of just saying you lost, he's talking about, oh, well, I went to sleep and your bomber a small naval fleet. It wasn't even a battle. Yeah, it was. I said, but at least he admitted. I said, who backstabs someone, which is what he did in Australia, because we had a peace agreement in Australia. But I said, who backstabs someone, start a war, and then goes to sleep? And I said, my fans are going to be cracking up. Great content. And I said, Caleb, I also showed how I made you retreat with that large navy. Great content also. Be sure to check the channel out and subscribe. That's just me messing with their heads and stuff like that. I already know these guys be watching the channel. And that's what motivates them to try to take me down sometimes. But I just do that to get into their head, play a little psychology. I don't have any fans. I have people who we share, we watch the videos, and we're all generals in my mind. So he said, "You didn't make it. Look at hey, look, I got under his skin. You didn't make anyone retreat. I went back for more troops, came back, and you ran away." Hold up, guys. Maybe I can't read right. Maybe I'm a little, You didn't make anyone retreat. I went back for more troops. Is that not retreating? I don't know. Maybe I don't. Maybe I'm. He said, I'm in the process as we speak of landing troops on that province. Post that video. By the way, I've been beating the brakes off you. 4 million casualties and took 284 of your provinces. Put that on your hack channel. No, he did. He's talking about in Asia. But we're not hiding that. We put that on the channel. We're very transparent about it. Hey, you know what I mean? We're not gonna hide our wins or what some people may consider to be losses. I don't think it's a loss at all. I think it just shows, other parts of the game. You can't win every game, but you can show how you can still have a great content and you can still play a good game. Regardless, you're not going to always have the best situation. And we all know from the beginning, I said, okay, definitely didn't get a good start. So really wasn't considering this game, but I like what it turned into, and it's interesting. So no big deal about this one. I'm not hurt about um, not being in the lead or one of the. Some games you just have to have fun with it and see what you can get out of it, see what you can learn from it. And this is one of those games that I definitely enjoyed, and I'm learning a lot. Sometimes you're not. It's good to learn from the other end, so you can appreciate when you are on top. When you are number one and you got all this land and stuff, you can appreciate it more and you have more insight as to what to do. So, that's why I'm glad he said that, because it's like, yes, I'm going to show everything. I've showed that I've lost land in Asia and all that. That's no problem. All right, so let's read. I said, no, you actually made me look like a genius. I moved all my troops from Asia a month ago. I knew you would invade. I began to mobilize to Australia where most of my troops are. I gave you the land, as you will see when I feature this map on the channel. You could have taken over Asia a long time ago. I only had about 300 troops left over there. I've been left Asia. So you thought I was weak, yet you did not realize how many troops were waiting for you on that island. You brought 67 light cruisers, 9 battleships, and about 400 to 500 troops. I beat the brakes off them and caused you to retreat. Indeed, you went to go get more reinforcement, but you did initially retreat. You were surprised. You thought you were going to run through that island like you did in Asia. But my elite military unit stopped you in your tracks. See, that bothers. I know that got really under his skin right there. You have about 120 submarines surrounding my provinces. But those subs were too late. I already mobilized most of my troops to Australia. So I rendered your subs worthless. And that's true. His subs have done no damage in that water at all. I then moved my fighter jets in place to destroy these stagnant subs. I destroyed many, including a large 21 stacks of subs that you had in my waters. I then proceeded to destroy another stack of 19 subs with my fighter jets. Yet they disappeared. Where did they go? They still have not popped back up yet. You were angry because I was beating you fair and square. Instead of using your brain, I believe you resorted maybe to cheating. I reported this game, so we shall see. Just messing with him. I didn't report it. you gotta mess with these guys just in case. Then now see, this is what the video would show, and that's exactly what my video is showing. So that is why you see me whooping on Peru down there. That's where I sent my military units. Tune into my channel. So that's how you gotta play mind games with these guys when they try to do that to you. You just fire right back at them. All right, so y'all stay tuned, and we'll get right back at you.